Hello physicists! Today is our first video on advanced physics. Right, so this is advanced physics, which will go more in depth and will explain physics concepts with the usage of calculus. So we're going to start advanced physics with a more mathematically rigorous study of vectors. So if you've taken some aspect of physics before, you might have heard the term vectors. And now we're going to study them with more mathematical rigor than before. Okay, so we're going to learn about all their amazing properties that allow physicists like you and me to model physical properties as and allow us to explore their mathematical relationships. So what is a vector? So a vector is a quantity with both magnitude and a direction. Right? So we typically just draw vectors as an arrow, right? So pretend this is vector A, and we write the names of vectors. You write vectors mathematically as just as vector A with an arrow on top. So this is vector A. That is vector A. Okay? It is pointing in a direction indicated by the arrow, and the magnitude is the size of the vector. Like if you had velocity, for example, and we'll cover more in depth about velocity and speed and whatnot. If you had a velocity vector, how fast it's going will be its magnitude. Okay? And the magnitude from the arrow drawing is the length of the arrow. And we write magnitude either with the absolute value sign, right? So magnitude we can write with the absolute value sign, or just the letter by itself. Mathematicians in math, you usually use the absolute value sign. I'm just going to use the lowercase, the normal letter without the arrow for magnitude, okay? Just makes it a bit simpler, okay? So we know what a vector is, and vectors are opposite to scalars. And scalars are your standard number, okay? Only magnitude. Only magnitude. So stuff like mass and time are scalar quantities. There's no right time or left time. There is no rightward facing mass or leftward facing mass. There's just mass. Okay, so it's only magnitude, no direction. So 3 is a scalar, 5 is a scalar. Okay, a mass m is a scalar. But velocity is a vector. You need to know where you're going in what direction. So we're going to go more in depth into the operations and the relationships with vectors to each other and to scalar quantities. Thanks for watching. See you next video.